Michael Storm, the Anarchist of comic books and owner of Amazing Fantasies comic book store here in Topeka, Kansas, and I'm back with the new books of the week. Detective Comics. Look at this facsimile, nice and shiny, number 66, the first Two-Face. Really great. I love these facsimiles. It's one of the great ways that you'll be able to read some of those older stories. If you don't want the older stories, if you're already caught up on those, you know the story of the first appearance of Two-Face. Well, how about something new in the Batman world? Entirely new. This is a Minotaur. This is issue 4 of the new Batman series, the Matt Fraction Jorge Jimenez series, and this is one that I've been waiting for. Of course, I've been talking about it. I've mentioned it a number of times as we've been going along here because they hinted that the character was going to show up here eventually. Not this character. They hinted that this character was coming as well. This is a Minotaur. He's the head of Taurus. Taurus is the amalgamated gang members of Gotham. He's the new head of gang activity and criminal activity in Gotham, and he's pretty ruthless and a new foe for Batman, but that's fantastic, wonderful, great. But of course, I'm talking about them introducing the character Anarky into the storyline, into this new universe that they have together, and they did. And all I can say is thumbs down yet again. All they've done, that's all DC has ever done. That's all, even Breyfogle and Grant, right? The original creators of, if I'm not mistaken, the original creators of Anarky. He's just a punk kid. He's not. They just slapped the name Anarchist on somebody, and they don't have any understanding of the history of anarchy, of what anarchy really is. They just have this leftist anarchist ideology. It's burn things, destroy things. There's no nuance to it, no thought to it, no philosophical attempt to dismantle the idea of the state as opposed to dismantling the state itself would be a good way to put it. KO continues, Night Fight number 2, the Bat Fight continues, the Batlith. I just love the Batman with the Batlith. There's actually a better shot. Here you go. That's great, right? Look at that. That just looks deadly. I have a real Batlith, and while they are similar, that one is just chunky. Just a fun-looking thing. More KO stuff. Captain Atom and Superman going at it. There's really great. Yeah, here it is. Look at that. Love that reflection of Superman there in the Captain Atom there. Isn't that awesome? And the rest of the DC KO stuff is right here. Here's number 1. Here's number 2. Here's the Titans crossover. That's about all I have left of those. Speaking of not having much left, I'm all out of Batman. I think it's not literally my last Batman, but after having been through a couple hundred issues in total, at least over the 14 issues that are out so far, to be down to having just number 12s and maybe a handful. I don't even know if we have necessarily any ratio variants or anything of Batman left. There might be 1 or 2 hanging out over there. I bet even a number 12, like one of those glow-in-the-dark ones, is over there. We're almost out of all the Martian Manhunters gone. We're down to the last 2 Wonder Womans, down to the last 2 bundles of Superman, and the reason is because we're selling them for half the price of everywhere else. We have one more Batman, I guess maybe it's gone too. It was a big bundle. It was all of the rare covers, and it was like a $300 bundle, and we still sold it for less than what they were selling for on eBay. Yeah, it's definitely gone. It's not over there. Real humble from Marvel this week. Nice, quiet introductions here. Fantastic characters to look forward to. Here's another one of these J. Scott Campbell covers. It's not officially one of that last run of them, but it's obviously, it just fits right in there with them. The only thing missing is the old writing or whatever it there. I don't remember what they called them. It was something, a play on the initials JSC. Hulk smash everything. What would happen if the Hulk somehow was thrust back in time and pulled a Homer Simpson? Oh, I wish I hadn't sat on that fish. Marvel Black White Blood and Guts continues. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Just a quick mention about stuff for the kids. We have just a handful of titles running around here that are strictly, absolutely, perfectly suited for the children. Just ask us about some of these kids' books. I know with the holidays coming up, and I know that it's a thing to get some kids these days to read. It can be a trick these days, and it's because of the way they teach them to read instead of the way they used to teach them to read, which was very, very successful. But that's another political topic we just don't have time for. We could just turn every single one of these covers and titles and storylines into a political conversation because, well, let's face it, that's a fantastic take on the Spider-Man costume. That's right, it's a new costume for Venom. Yeah, for Venom. And there's these are so thin now. I think that's literally the only one that made it to the shelf was the Laura Kinney Sabretooth number 3. I think that was it. Oh wait, no, Amazing X-Men number 3. That was it. There's an original run back there, the Aaron McGinnis run. Nice, right? Running low. Most of those are gone. Almost all of it has gone into pulls. There's almost nothing hitting the shelf now. There was a couple of highlights here. Let's see, Ultimate X-Men number 22. Ultimate Universe 2 years in, number 1, I think, unless I'm mistaken, that's the first time that Ultimate Daredevil has been on a cover. Godzilla number 5, a new Briar storyline, Christopher Cantwell. Poor Briar, if you know her storyline. This is a fun little world that Cantwell has created here with Briar, and it's fun, but it's serious. And it's boom, celebrating 20 years. They just sent us here. I'll just show it to you real quick. They just sent us this, but then there's nothing to put in it yet, and frankly, we don't really have any space for it. We don't have extra space for it, but we'll have to get Something Is Killing the Children in there, which that's a brand new. I have several different new covers in here, including a couple of Virgin covers, really great, and. They just got opted through Netflix and for Blumhouse to do a series, so we'll see how that plays out. New Street Fighter Masters with Zangief, Heatseeker Exposed number 4. So we had a couple of the G.I. Joe, the Origins, and then of course the Fight, the Silent Fight, and then of real great note here, just because it's got Anarky in the name. Actually, it's a fun little story shaping up there about all these robots, and apparently we built all these robots and this technology, and eventually it revolted, and then eventually it realized it would be, instead of fighting us, it would be easier to just stop serving us entirely, and I'm not sure where that leaves us. But there's nothing but robots in here in this story so far. These are great, just to point these out, because you know how I am about the anthology books. I think they're so extremely important in telling the comic book stories and for introducing new creators, and people into new creators and new people into comic books as well, because you give them a taste of different stories and different creators. This is all just a bunch of fun stuff right here. It really is. This one is one writer with a bunch of different artists. This one is a number of different stories, 6, 7, something like that. Come on, it's old, it's dead already, isn't it? Speaking of number 7, new Vampirella right there, your obligatory Linsner cover, and of course, The Terminator, Santa Claus is coming to town. This is post-Judgment Day, and so the Terminators are out there trying to hunt down the human race and finish exterminating them off, like we see at the beginning of Judgment Day. One of the best ways to infiltrate, they are infiltrators, aren't they? One of the best ways for them to infiltrate is in disguise. So much good stuff. These are all number ones. Final Boss, Arcadia, Berserker, Capes number one, Collision Force. You got 1 and 2, A Kill All Immortals 2, number 1, A Hellboy BPRD 1 and 2. It just keeps going. There's some more Nightmares. I have all 3 issues of that if you want to get in on that. If you've ever played the video game, it's a fun little storyline. This is all here. Giving this away. I'll give this away tomorrow. I'll pull the name tomorrow, and we'll let them know who won. We'll announce it on the old social media there, and we'll pick a new prize as well for people. And that's where we get you to do that pull list. The pull list is so important. It's really super, super important for comic books in this day and age. It always has been. And the best comic books, the comic book shops that are going to stay open, and they have tight pulls, and they manage them. And it's all because of you guys. You guys make it possible. You let us know what to order, and then we don't order things that we can't sell or, order too much of it. And we're really pretty good about it. Just about out of all these guys here, some of them are gone. There are a couple that are down to 1 or only 2 issues, if not completely gone. I noticed that the A's are gone, and I misspoke last week when I was talking about them. This, of course, is the Batman Deadpool. This is the DC version of it, and with all these covers. I mistakenly said that the number 1 was that the A cover was a cardstock cover, and it wasn't. But there's only 1 of those Punishers left. I know that for a fact. And all the A's are gone. There's still some shiny ones, and the homage covers, still got a few of those. And those are only just cover price, even those fancy ones. They're not incentive covers or anything, but you know the deal. They'll either be here when you get here tomorrow, or they won't be.